Thank you.
Just for the record, Judge, I understand the prosecution is going to do that, but that's not going to assist us being able to address having our expert do it today. So I know, Judge. I know.
Your
Trial's
opponent's
fluid.
going to have to come back on Monday.
Oh, yeah, he'll be here.
All rise for the jury. Respect for the jury, please. For the record, the State Defense, Mr. Medina, all of our jurors are accounted for. Mr. Stroney, will you please confirm for me that you are still under oath, having sworn or affirmed to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan, you may continue.
Judge, I believed I moved to enter what's been previously marked as Defense Exhibit A31 into evidence.
And I believe it was with no objection?
That is correct.
Okay. Deborah?
Judge, at this time, I would ask permission to publish the video.
You may do so. You may need to move it over just a little bit this way. Yes, thank you. No, this way, just so all the jurors near the wall can see it. Can you turn it up a little? Let's pause it for a moment and see if maybe there's something we can do on the computer that will...
I see on the
Okay, well, let's have somebody from your team perhaps assist you.
the volume as high as it goes, and I had the TV volume as high as it goes. I really don't know what else to do here. it was 55 and now it's 63. Let's see. Do we have a microphone that we can put in front of the speaker?
No, unfortunately, we don't.
Is that better?
No, Mr. Zogman, don't speak directly to the jurors. Just play it and I'll let you know.
And now we go back. Are you going to have a different teacher or the same one? Do you like school? What's your favorite thing to do in school? Yeah? You like to do numbers? You like numbers? And do you have any brothers and sisters? And who lives with you? Yeah? So just anybody else that you do that? And your grandma? Okay. So what's your dad's name? Girl, what's your grandma's name? You have a mom? Yeah. What's her name? Who does she live with? What is her husband's name? Yeah. So you live with your dad and grandma. Is anyone else in here? But we have a dog. A dog? What kind of dog do you have? Oh, like a hot dog? So what's your dog's name? Is it a boy or girl? Girl. Okay. Did you take care of the dog and feed it and stuff? Yeah, that's nice. So you live with your dad, your grandma, and your dog. And your mom's name is Jennifer, and she lives with her husband, and what's his name? Terry. Okay. And do they have any kids? No. Your mom? Only you? And do you ever go to your mom's house? Yeah. Friday? And when do you sleep over, or you just go for the day? I go for 2 weeks, I get supposed to go to because I'm in school. So for the week, I'm supposed to be up. Okay, so are you now staying with your mom, Jennifer, or are you staying with your dad now? My mom has her grandma, her mom, and she comes to pick her up. Who's going to pick you up? Your other grandma. Okay. But like today, where did they pick you up? Where were you today when they picked you up? Were you at your mom's house when they picked you up, or at your mom's house? Okay. And who picked you up from there? The police. And why did the police pick you up from there? But my mom and dad were fighting. And I was slamming downstairs. Okay. Because they have a gray car and they were on the back. And it was there. Okay. So today when they picked you up, you were at your mom's house. Were you staying at your mom's house? Yeah. And were you sleeping there? Yeah. Okay. And where do you sleep when you're at your mom's house? So you have your own room? So you said that Derek and your mom were fighting today? What were they fighting about? I don't know why they were fighting. Have they ever been fighting before, or is this the first time they've been fighting? No, but this is the big fight, but they never fight like big. Okay. Like fighting and talking. So today was like a big fight? And why was it a big fight? And why do you think it was a big fight? Because she was yelling and screaming at Derek and stuff. What did she say? Yeah, in her house. Okay. And then what, did Derek say anything? He was trying to calm her down, but she didn't. How was you going to calm her down? By relaxing her, so she didn't get mad. What did she do when she gets mad? She screams at people. So how was he trying to relax her? He was trying, but she trying in the bathroom, she started throwing stuff at him. I hear stuff. I hear it banging on the floor and throwing stuff. So did you see that? No, I was sleeping. Oh, you were sleeping. And then I woke up. I heard like screaming and my mom's crying. Okay. And so you were sleeping in your room when you woke up? So what did you do when you woke up? Turn on the TV and watch. Didn't you go downstairs to sleep? Well, why the screaming or what was going on? Because they closed the door and then the police. Who closed the door? Did I close the door? But I think you were sleeping. You woke up. And what did you do when you woke up? I was watching TV. And then what happened? And then again, they fight again. And again, after that, the police came because the car wasn't there. Okay. So I think they left me in the house by accident. I've never even no one downstairs night when I heard something. It was the police. Okay. So when Derek closed the door, what were you doing when he closed the door? I was watching TV. You were watching TV? And did he say anything when he closed the door? He said, stay in your room. Okay. And when he came in to tell you that, did he have anything in his hand? No. No? Okay. So then you stayed in your room, and then what happened? They were the police came in our room and said, come with him, and he took me to a car and stuff, and then they took me to the station, and I stayed there in the car and stuff. Okay, but what were you telling me about the car? The car is covered in rain and the back is flat. It has a wheel. Okay. And it's big. It's like a truck, but it doesn't have the back. It's flat. And whose car is that? There. And does your mom have a car? Yeah, but she doesn't have a license yet. Okay. So, and what happened with Derek's car when the police came? Was Derek's car there? No, it was not there anymore. Okay. And how did you know it was gone? Because they took me outside. And I looked over and I was looking for Derek's car and I think they left. Okay. So when you went outside, the car was not there. Did you see the car leave? No, I was outside and I didn't hear nothing. I didn't heard the door closed or nothing. I just didn't find his car. And when you heard that Derek and your mom fighting, where were they when they were fighting? First, we were upstairs. My mom was cleaning the dishes downstairs. Okay. And then Derek came downstairs and then they started fighting and it started slamming on the floor. Okay. Besides stuff slamming on the floor, did you hear anything else? No. No. So how did that sound of slamming on the floor? Like what? It looks like when somebody shoots a gun, somebody banging on the foot of a gun. And how many bangs did you hear? Three? Okay. And did you hear anything before that? Before you heard the bangs, did you hear anything? Someone screamed. Who was screaming? My mom. She always screams. She's mad at Derek. What did she get mad at Derek for? I don't know why. I don't know. My mom just got up before me. I stayed sleeping because I'm a really deep sleeper. So I stayed sleeping. I then heard nothing. And then I heard the fighting coming on. Okay. On the morning, I took a shower. I dried my hair, stuff, and I turned on the TV, and I heard fighting. So when you heard the fighting, was that after you washed your hair and everything? Okay. And before you washed your hair, did you hear fighting before you washed your hair? Okay, so when you woke up, my mom came to take a shower, and washed my hair because we went to the pool yesterday. Okay. It was hot. dry, my body dry, and hair and stuff. And after that, I was sitting there turning on the TV, and then I'll put it really loud. I hear it.
Who put on the TV?
My mom.
Your mom turned on your TV? Okay, and put it really loud? Okay, why did she do that?
I don't know why. She was cleaning the dishes and her banging and stuff on the floor. And then they disappeared and I didn't heard nothing else. And I was the only one in the house.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, tell me that, does your mom and Derek, do they have a career fighting on any of the days, or is this the only day that they do? You've never heard them fighting before? Not that well? And when they fight, do they fight with words, or do they fight with anything else?
No, they use words mostly.
And is Derek your mom's husband? Okay, so how old were you when Derek became your mom's husband?
I don't have a good memory of him. I think I was 3 because I was still young. And my mom's friend named Brittany, and she just gave birth to a kid already. We used to live in a big old house, and they had cats until they put them into a pet store because they didn't want them anymore. They had fleas. And then we went down to her house. When I was Halloween, I was little. I dressed up like a little princess. And then we went to her house, and I started off with the mother. And then we turned and put on a bird sitting on her couch. And underneath the couch, there's a cat. I looked at the pet. And the baby was scared of to the cat, so she gave howling.
So was that the first time you saw Derek? Okay. So you told me that on other days they fight, but not as loud as they were fighting today. So when they fight on other days, does anyone ever hit each other?
No.
Have you ever seen anyone hitting anybody else?
Mom, they just closed the door so I would hear anything, but still hear them.
Okay.
Because there's, like, you know, when you close the door, you can see the line come down like that. I could hear them from there.
Well, what do you hear?
Like, talking. Like, my mom says bad words. She says bad words. And then I heard nothing else. And that's it. And I saw Mommy crying, and I said, Mom, I heard you fighting with Derek, and she said, no, I was your dream.
Was that today? Did she said that or another day? Today she said that? Well, you know what they were fighting about?
No, I don't know if I was sleeping.
And does anyone in the house have guns?
No.
No?
Only spirit of his own for sure.
Oh, well, that's good then. You know, you get stuck.
Yeah. Because they use that for protection for sharks. If no buoys, like if it hops into another one, if there's sharks, because there's dolphins there, because it's my mom called a thing. It's a dolphin when we're downtown.
But in your house, they have spear guns or do they have regular guns in your house?
No.
No? Have you ever seen them have real guns?
That's I have one with the dolphin.
Cool. Which one? What's your dad's name? Amy. Is your dad used to have guns?
Yeah.
How about your mom?
No.
No? How about Derek? Does he have any guns?
You just have a
Spear guns? Okay. And where do they keep the spear guns?
for sharks because they have a boat now.
No, but where do they keep it? The spear guns? They put it away in the house. Where do they
I
keep it?
don't know if they put it.
Oh, okay.
But my mom use it. Oh, she doesn't use it. Yeah, but it doesn't use it. When it only is trying to bother me or my mom, I'll just take it out and use it. And something because it bothers me.
Oh, okay.
And if I'm going, I don't, if someone has a gun in their hand, I'll just hide in a little dagger to the middle. It's like a little point on top. And I don't put it in my pockets. I keep it in some glass container with me for if something happens to my mom or me.
Okay, so let me ask you, you live with your dad and your grandma, and then you go and stay on, what you tell me, on the weekends with your mom and there? Do you like going to those house? Yeah. How do you get along with Derek?
Just talking with you.
Do you like him?
Because when they fight, I don't like it. That's why I just annoy him.
And who does he fight with?
My mom.
Does he ever fight with you?
No, but the only thing is really push me. Sometimes
So why does he do what?
sometimes he punish me.
How does he punish you?
But I need to stay in the house for a whole weekend.
And how about your dad's house? Do you like living over there with your dad? Huh? No, I don't. Your dad?
Yeah, because sometimes I don't bring my homework because he doesn't tell me which day and on Fridays and Wednesdays we don't have homework
So why do you live with your dad instead of your mom?
because my mom was bad. She likes me buried. And my dad wanted me more because I don't have a job and stuff. So that means I live with my dad instead.
And what is this that you brought with you?
Oh,
That's your blanket?
Mom.
So you don't remember your mom? Why?
Because I think Derek took her with her. Because they didn't want her mom at the house. And the police told me to bring this with me.
Okay. Well, when the police got to your house, right, where were you when the police got there?
On my bed,
On your bed? What were you doing there?
watching TV.
So were you under the covers, or were you sitting, or standing? What were you doing?
I was just sitting there watching TV.
Did you have this? Yeah, what did you have? Or was it
On my bed.
about your bed? And what about your shoes? I noticed you don't have your shoes on. Where are your shoes?
Yeah, the dog, he forgot about that.
I so forgot. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back in a minute, okay?
they had a cow and stuff, and I don't know what happened. I had a dream about their taking my mom somewhere for a week.
So when you think about breaking the house, what do you know about that?
You know how they chat?
What?
You know how they look at stuff?
Wait.
So the police.
Okay.
So police, what were they doing? They were looking at. Actually, they picked me up and you know that stuff that stick around? Like that little stuff that stays something?
Yeah, like a yellow tape.
Yeah,
It's around,
They put it down around my mom's house.
Okay.
But I do not know why, because you know, I saw no blood or nothing.
When you think something happened to your mom, yeah, why do you think that?
Because I think it started there.
Did you see there? You think something happened to there?
No, my mom.
Why do you think your mom and not there? How come you think something happened to her?
Somebody protected.
So when you walked out with the police, did you see anything when you walked out in the house? Did anything look different or unusual when you walked in the house?
No.
No?
I saw like only people like standing in the street. Like they let them go through.
Okay.
And I didn't saw nothing.
So when you go out of your house from your bedroom, you have to go to the living room to go outside the door. How do you go out of your house? First of all, from your bedroom to where?
My bedroom, go straight to the TV there, open the door and
And then you leave, you have to go down the stairs. And then when you go down the stairs, where do you go? Where does the stairs take you?
down where the kitchen, the living room and stuff. They took me after the house, the living room, and the bathroom and the other bathroom. I walked through, and we see the brown door next to a bird cage. I forgot to bring the bird with me.
Okay.
And then,
Did you see the picture?
yeah, I couldn't see the whole entire thing because they're blocking me.
Who was blocking it?
The police. Like there's so many police in the house.
Where did I see? Oh, there were a lot of police inside. Yeah.
They're looking for anyone else who goes in the house. Now the only one in there. No one else.
What kind of bird do you have?
It's Sunday. But it has like orange, yellow, green.
You got a big bird or?
It's like it's supposed to be like a bird, but it flew like. And there's two policemen throwing rock.
So let me ask you, the other time when we heard Garrett singing on fire, have you ever heard Garrett say that he's going to take you all anywhere, that he's going to do anything like that? How about your mom? Have you ever heard her say that she's going to do anything to him, or take him anywhere or anything like that? No? Is there anybody that in your family that you're afraid of? No?
The only one who I'm afraid of my life is Jerry.
And why not?
Because he's like mean and stuff. Sometimes
Who is he mean to?
my mom.
And what way is he mean?
Because yesterday she was making 3 bags of muffins. And then he told her why you're making 3 bags of muffins. And because we're going to a pool, they don't be late. And then I was just standing there staring at him like really deep.
You would?
Yeah, sometimes I just stand there and stare at his eyes. Because I used to do that when I didn't bring my homework. nothing. And then later.
So that's the only person that you're afraid of? Is it mean to you, Larry?
Good thing he's not scared because I will use it thing. I will not be scared to use it. Okay? Because I need a really aggressive.
You are?
Yeah. So I'm not nice to people.
No? Why not?
Because sometimes if someone touches me, when I was little, I used to bite Aggie near the spinal cord. Because she was being weird and I had to bite her. And I bit my mom too, so.
Let me ask you something. Is it good or is it bad for kids to tell the truth? Is telling the truth a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing.
And how about to tell a lie? Is that good or bad? And what happens when people tell lies?
I get punished.
Okay. And what you told me today, we've been talking and I asked you questions. Have you told me the truth today? Or I asked you?
But actually, I really like school.
You don't like school?
Yeah.
You like being on vacation?
Yeah. Because I sleep a lot when I wake up. I'm tired and I sleep. Oh my god, at school, I slept.
Okay.
And I have to sleep.
So you slept in school?
Oh my goodness.
I don't think you know that.
Yeah. No, she tapped me so fast, and I woke up, and then she said, go wash your face. And she said, and I just walked in the bathroom.
Okay. I'll be right back, okay? You're almost done with your drawing.
Is that the conclusion of the interview, Mr. Strong?
Yes. So at the end, I thank her for talking to me very much.
I'm going to ask it to be played in its entirety for the members of the jury.
Give the rule of completeness if you continue to press play, please.
So what's your mom's name?
Jennifer. I don't know her last name. She has two last names.
Okay.
And
And what's theirs?
I don't know.
Do you know anything? What's your dad's name?
Beer.
Yeah, right.
I have done an order here in a Cuba.
Wow. A lot of money that's in here? Is it Cuba? No. Okay, let's finish this out. Very nice. Tell me if there's anything you have here. You can do it. I'm leaving you. Okay, well, thank you for talking to me. Here you come back to the outside. You want to get help with your work now? So it's reading here, so I think they have that.
Mr. Strong, what is your official title at the State Attorney's Office?
Senior forensic interviewer.
And as part of your title, is it your job to conduct these types of forensic activities?
Objection, Judge pleading.
Sustained.
What do you do at the State Attorney's Office?
I conduct forensic interviews.
And how long have you been doing that?
As a forensic interviewer since 1987.
is what are the, in this specific case, after interviewing Isabel, would you have the belief that she had sustained any kind of any kind of physical injury?
Objection.
Grounds?
Foundation hasn't been laid. She hasn't been listed as an expert witness. I have numerous other grounds if you'd like me to go sidebar.
Sustained.
Did she look like she had any injuries on her?
Objection, Judge. Best evidence. The evidence speaks for itself.
Overruled.
Not that I can see, no.
Did she appear to have any kind of mental defect?
Not that I was aware of.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination?
Hi, Mr. Strani. How are you?
Hello.
Good. Could you explain, please, what you said you were asked by defense counsel where you work and what you do? Do you recall being asked those questions?
Yes.
Could you please explain what the Children's Center is?
The Children and Special Needs Unit, which is known as the Children's Center as well, is a unit of the State Attorney's Office, which is designed to interview children that are between the ages of 3 and 16, where there's been allegations of sexual abuse, physical abuse, children who have been witnesses to domestic violence and to homicides. And they're referred to us so that we can conduct a forensic interview of the children.
And could you please explain, we've heard this word forensic interview. What is a forensic interview?
A forensic interview is an interview designed to collect facts about or collect information about a specific allegation. And in a forensic interview, you collect that information in the most non-leading, non-suggestive way possible.
And what training do you have to have to be a forensic interviewer?
Well, to be a forensic interviewer, you need at least a four-year degree in social work or psychology or criminal justice. And you also need to have some knowledge of child development and training in the forensic interview protocol.
What are your qualifications to be a senior forensic interviewer?
I've been, like I said, I've been a forensic interviewer since 1987, and since 1987 till now, I've gone to ongoing seminars and workshops on forensic interviewing. My degree is a Bachelor's of Social Work from Florida International University, which I got in 1982.
And could you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how many forensic interviews would you say?
Phones off, folks. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You may ask your question again.
Sorry, thank you. How many forensic interviews have you done?
Thousands.
And have you testified in court like this?
Yes,
How many times?
probably hundreds.
And in those 100 times, have you ever been qualified by a court as an expert in forensic interviewing?
Yes.
Now, you said that the most important part of the forensic interview is to ensure that it is unbiased. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are you provided police reports in advance of a forensic interview?
No, we're not.
Are you provided a defendant's statement in advance of a forensic interview?
No.
Are you only given the most basic facts just so you have enough to go on to then conduct your objective interview with the child?
That's correct. We are given a brief allegation as to why the child is referred to us.
Now, you recall you were just asked about mental defects of Isabel.
Yes.
You weren't provided any mental health records or anything like that in advance, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. How many children would you say you've interviewed again? I'm sorry.
Thousands.
Objection, Judge. Asked and answered.
Overruled.
Well, can you tell us at all what your impressions were as to how she responded to your questions and whether they were consistent for a child of her age based on your thousands of interviews?
Objection, Judge.
Sustained.
Judge, I believe they opened the door.
Next question.
You don't know if she was autistic, do you?
No, I didn't have that information.
You don't know if she was developmentally delayed, correct?
That's correct.
You do know that she said she had to repeat the 3rd grade, correct?
Yes, because she told me that herself.
Right. And so you don't know if that was because she has learning issues, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, there was something on the video about you speaking to her about socks. Is that correct?
Yes.
When you met Isabel, where was she in the building?
She was in the waiting room of the Christie House. The Christie House is the Children's Advocacy Center, the Orlowitz Lee Children's Advocacy Center, which is across the street from the State Attorney's Office, which is where we're located. And it has a little waiting area that also has movies for children or books, and she was in there waiting when I first saw her.
And then you take her back to the room.
Correct. I asked her to come in with me to the interview room.
And that's a short distance down a little hallway. is
Yes,
that
a
right?
few steps.
And when you met her in the lobby, did she have shoes then?
No.
So she was brought to you in socks
Yes.
and a blanket.
In the blanket, yes.
And the blanket that you saw her in the lobby, is that the same blanket that she referenced in the video that she was keeping to remember her mother?
Objection, Judge. Relevance.
Overruled.
Yes, that's the same blanket she walked in with.
I don't have anything further. Thank you, Mr. Strong.
Redirect? Thank you, Mr. Strani. You are excused. Oh, I'm sorry, redirect. I apologize. They waived redirect. Mr. Strani, you are excused.
I'm excused?
Yes, thank you. Defense, call your next witness.
Mr. Strani, I apologize. I just have just a few seconds with her, Judge.
You may take a seat, Mr. Strani.
In the interview, there was reference to when you spoke to the minor child, she referenced to my client trying to calm her down, and she was using hand gestures. Did she follow up with you after the interview, or did you have any additional communication with her after the forensic interview with regards to my client calming down or attempting to calm down Jennifer Alfonso?
Objection, Judge Leading.
Overruled.
No, my entire conversation with her is on the video. I didn't speak to her before or after.
She made a reference with regards to a knife, correct?
She made a reference to what she described to me as a little pocket knife.
A pocket knife.
Yes.
And how old is Isabel?
She's 10 at the time I interviewed her.
And in your experience as a forensic examiner, is it safe for a 10-year-old child to have a pocket knife?
Objection.
Sustained.
Would you ever advise a parent to allow a child to have a pocket knife, a 10-year-old child?
Sustained.
Did you ask to see the knife?
Objection.
Overruled.
No.
If you were conducting a forensic interview and it came to your attention that a 10-year-old child had a knife, would you contact the Department of Children and Families?
Objection.
Sustained.
Judge, can we come sidebar?
Ask your next question, please.
At the end of the interview, the minor child described herself as an aggressive person. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Did you do any follow-up investigation with regards to that statement?
No.
Did you do any follow-up investigation with regards to her having this pocket knife?
Objection.
Oh, sustained.
When you released her, who did you release her to?
The same individuals who brought her in.
Did you make any effort to contact? She said she was previously living the majority of the time with her father, correct?
Yes.
Did you make any contact, or did you have Department of Children and Families contact him with regards to this weapon?
Objection. Beyond the scope.
Sustained.
Nothing further, Judge.
Mr. Strani, you are now excused. Defense, call your next witness.
Judge, can we come sidebar?
Defense, call your next witness. Come sidebar.
Please.
Padilla, you can take a seat, please.
I know that you've already testified during the state's case in chief, but I wanted to ask you some follow-up questions, if that's okay.
That's all right.
How would you describe the relationship that you had with your daughter prior to the shooting?
We were close.
Sustained.
Have you ever reprimanded your daughter?
Sustained.
Judge, sidebar.
Ask your next question.
Judge. Well, Judge, based on the
Ask your next question, defense.
Judge, based on the court's ruling, I'm going to have to recall this witness later, ma'am, respectfully.
Ask your next question.
I don't have any further questions at this point, Judge, but I reserve the right to recall her. I call Valerie Medina.
So noted. Do you have any cross-examination?
No.
Ms. Knox, you may take a seat. Thank you. Defense, call your next witness.
I have called my next witness, Judge. I'm just waiting for her to come on.
Name, please.
Valerie.
I'm sorry?
Valerie Medina, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, please come forward and be sworn. Come forward. Thank you.
Please welcome Mrs. Snow. You're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Please come take a seat. Ma'am, please make sure all of your answers are out loud, verbal, so all of the jurors can hear you. You may be seated, and when she is comfortable, you may begin.
Good afternoon. Can you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
I'm Valerie Medina, Derek's aunt.
Ms. Medina, if you could please raise your voice, please, so the jurors can hear
I'm
you.
Valerie Medina, Derek's aunt.
Where do you reside?
Miami.
No, where do you live?
Oh, here in Miami.
Okay. And as a Miami resident and as a family member of Derek Medina, is it common for prior to August 8th, 2013, would you have contact with Derek?
Yes.
And how often would you have contact with Derek?
More than once a week.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak up.
More than once a week.
Okay. And would this be contact over the phone or actual contact face-to-face?
Objection, Judge Leading.
Sustained. Open-ended questions.
Sure, no problem. Describe what kind of interaction you would have with your nephew.
He would come to my house with his wife for dinner, to eat, for lunch, and do laundry on a weekly basis.
And you indicated that he would come with the decedent, Jennifer Alfonso.
Yes.
So how often would you see her as well?
Twice a week, for sure, if not more.
And was this throughout the course of the entire marriages?
I would say yes.
How many times were Derek and Jennifer married?
Twice.
Do you know why they got divorced in the first place?
Fighting, I guess.
Objection,
This
Judge.
is-
That was a yes or no question. Anything else would be hearsay.
Judge, if she knows.
She said yes. You may ask your next question.
And do you know if who out of Jennifer or Derek actually filed for the divorce?
Objection.
Only if you have firsthand knowledge, not what you were told, only if you have firsthand knowledge, ma'am.
Derek did.
After they got divorced, how long after they got divorced did they remarry?
I don't know specifics because I wasn't aware when they got remarried.
Well, let's talk about that. How many people in his immediate family were invited to the second wedding?
No one.
How many people in Jennifer's immediate family were invited to the second wedding?
Objection, Judge. Speculation and relevance.
Sustained.
How many people were invited to Derek and Jennifer's first wedding from your side of the family?
Objection, Judge. Relevance.
Sustained.
Judge, if we may come sidebar?
The sidebar. Thank you, Van. The objection is sustained. Your next question, please.
I'm going to direct your attention to August 8th, 2013. You remember that day? You need to answer out that.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what you remember from that morning.
Derek coming and telling me,
Objection. Hearsay. Please raise your voice. Sustained.
Without saying what Derek did, who came to your house?
Derek, Derek did.
And do you live in close proximity to 5555 Southwest 67th Avenue?
Yes.
And when Derek came in, how did he look? How did he appear? Can you describe how he looked?
It's hard.
When he came into your house, do you recall what time it was?
Around 10?
How long after he came to your house did he leave? You don't recall?
Ma'am, I need you to speak up, please.
No, I don't, because, sorry.
Who did he leave the house with?
His father,
And where were they going?
to see my father, and then going to the police station.
So, was your brother, who's Derek's father, at your house when he arrived there?
Derek arrived, excuse me?
I'm sorry, ma'am, you have to speak up.
Was your brother, Derek's father, at your house when Derek arrived in the morning?
No, he wasn't.
And who did Derek left with your brother?
Yes,
At some point later on in the day, were you approached by a law enforcement officer?
yes, I was.
And the purpose of, do you remember the name of that detective?
I believe no, I don't. I have a card.
Was he a detective involved in the homicide investigation of Jennifer Alfonso? Is there anything I could show you?
Ma'am, do you have an answer to the last question?
I don't know if he was involved. He said he was a police officer, and he gave me a card.
Okay. Did you provide him with a formal statement?
No, I didn't. On that day?
Look, no, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
Okay. On the date issue, the day of the incident was August 8th, correct? Okay. When did you give a formal statement to the police?
When I was called, I don't recall the date. It was days after.
Is there anything I could show you that would refresh your recollection? How about a transcript of your sworn statement? If I show you that,
At the police station? Yes.
Okay. Judge, may I approach?
Yes, you may.
Here's a copy of your sworn statement, which has the
On
date
the
on it.
date.
When you
Okay.
take a look at it and your recollection's refreshed, look up and let me know.
What date this was?
Ma'am, you need to speak up. I cannot hear
It's
you.
on the first
I'm
page.
just trying to find the date of when
On the
this
bottom.
was. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, do you see the date? Have you read it?
Yes.
What's printed out? May I approach, Judge?
Yes, you may.
Okay. What day does it say on the transcript of your sworn statement?
The 9th, Friday the 9th,
And that's, how long after the incident is that?
the day after.
Do you recall where you gave the statement?
At the police station.
And was it in front of a detective?
Yes.
Sustained.
Who was it in front of?
A detective?
Okay. And did they ask you questions?
Yes.
Do you recall them asking you questions with regards to whether or not there was abuse between Derek and Jennifer.
Objection, Judge, hearsay.
Sustained.
Did you provide them with any information out of your mouth with regards to whether or not there was abuse between Jennifer and Derek?
Objection.
Sustained.
Judge, can I just get a legal grounds with regards to that objection?
You may ask your next question, please.
Was there ever a point after that sworn statement that this detective that gave you the sworn statement or any other detective did any follow-up investigation with regards to any information that you had?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
No.
Judge, give me 1 second. Did you observe Derek to have any injuries that day?
Overruled.
No, I didn't.
Did you have any personal knowledge as to whether or not Jennifer and Derek fought?
Objection, hearsay.
You can rephrase your question.
Did you have any first-hand knowledge with regards to fighting between my client and Jennifer Alfonso?
Objection, Judge, hearsay.
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Did you ever witness any injuries on my client prior to August 8th as a result of an interaction between Jennifer Alfonso and my client?
Objection, Judge.
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Judge, I'm asking if she's ever observed.
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Have you ever seen any injuries on Derek?
Yes.
Who gave him those injuries?
Objection.
Sustained. You have to lay a foundation.
How often would you see injuries on Derek?
I saw it once.
Once. Do you remember when?
No, I don't.
Judge, no further questions at this time.
Cross-examination?
Just have 1 minute, Judge. Thanks. Ms. Medina, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How are you? I can see that this is difficult for you. I'm just going to ask you to keep your voice up. I'm sorry, I know that's hard. Okay. Ms. Medina, you are the defendant's aunt, correct?
Yes.
His father is your brother.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you've maintained a close relationship with the defendant. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Love him very much, I'm sure.
Of course.
And you knew Jennifer also, right?
Yes.
As his wife, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And they were like any other young couple as far as you were concerned. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And you never saw any physical confrontation between your nephew and Jennifer. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Ms. Medina, let's talk about that day a little bit, okay?
Okay.
On that day, the defendant showed up around 11:30, approximately, correct?
10, I think 10:30, I think.
Okay, fine, no problem. And he drove to your house, isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay, and he drove there in his Hummer, is that right?
Yes.
And when he walked in, he wasn't complaining of any pain or injuries to you, isn't that correct?
No. Yes, that's correct.
He was not holding his shoulder or anything like that,
No.
right? Okay. He didn't ask you to please call fire rescue or a family friend who's a doctor or anything
No.
like that, correct? Okay. And he stayed at your house and waited for your brother, his father, to arrive, correct?
Correct.
And he had an opportunity at that time to say goodbye to your husband, isn't that right?
Excuse me?
He had an opportunity while waiting to say goodbye
But
to
he
your
was
husband.
waiting for to say goodbye to my grandfather.
Oh, I'm so sorry. To
Yes.
your grandfather. Okay.
His
He had-
grandfather.
His grandfather.
Yes.
And he had a chance to do that, right?
Yes.
And then your brother took him to the police station, right?
Yes.
And before your brother arrived, you had a conversation with the defendant. Is that correct?
Objection, Judge.
Was
Calls for
Yes,
a
sir.
response.
It's just a yes or no question.
You had a conversation, right?
one word, conversation, no.
Okay. Well, when he came in, he told you he had to go to the police station. Is
Yes,
that correct?
correct.
Okay. And he told you that's because he had just shot Jennifer. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And your response was, why didn't you come over?
My response was, why? I'm sorry?
Your response to him at the time was, why didn't you come over? Isn't that correct?
That day was something
Ma'am, I need you to speak up. Thank you.
Ma'am, do you remember defense counsel just talked to you about a statement that you gave at
Yes.
the police station, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you gave a second statement, isn't that correct?
a second statement to the police or
Yeah,
to...
You gave a second statement
Yes,
at the state
to-
attorney's office, correct?
Sure, yes.
And I believe Mr. Dunn was there, Ms. Priolos
Yes.
was there, there were some other
Yes.
people there, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, and there was a court reporter there?
Of course.
Just like,
Of course.
Just like here, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Okay. And do you recall that at that time you were asked these questions, page 10, and gave these answers? Lines 17 through 22. Can you briefly tell
And
me?
whatever I said, I'm sorry, is true, is correct.
Okay.
As you can imagine, it's very, very difficult, all of these.
I can't.
And whatever I said then, it was the truth, what I remembered then.
Okay.
After this time, it's not easier, but it's just, you don't dwell.
Okay. So you're not going to
And
disagree
there's
with
love.
what it was saying? You're
Whatever I said, that's the truth.
saying- Okay.
Whatever.
And all he said to you, ma'am, do you need some water? Some tissues?
I'm fine.
Okay. And while he was at your house, he didn't tell you after he told you that he had shot Jen to call 911 or anything, right?
Objection, beyond the scope.
Sustained.
Judge, can we have some tissues, please?
Yes.
No, Judge,
Anything further from the defense? Ms. Medina, you are excused. Thank you. Present your next witness.
We're going to call Mr. Coleman.
Sustained.
Open side windows. It's not what. I know, and I'm going to need the.
I didn't give it.
Mr. Coleman, please.
Let me give you that one.
Mr. Coleman, please come forward and be resworn.
Raise your hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And you have
Mr. Coleman, please remember all answers need to be out loud, audible for all of our jurors. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Coleman. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Brought you back today because I wanted to go over one of the videos that you created that we've already admitted into evidence. Judge, may I have the witness step down?
Of course.
Pull up the third video for me, sir. Clerk. What we've done here is this is the actual surveillance that morning, and it says 7:29 and so on seconds, correct? And what we see on the right-hand side is a zoomed-up area of what's in here, correct? Actually,
Sustained.
explain to the members of the jury what this is.
This is the bottom quarter area of the first video. The corner. Now this is zoomed up, play at the same speed. You know, the reason why you do this is because so you can see the timestamp. You can't see the timestamp.
If you fast forward this to 7:33 and 30 seconds, and then what I'm going to ask you to do is to slow it down and try to get it at 7:33 and 34 seconds. When you get to 7:33 and 30 seconds, why don't you pause it for me? Yeah, pause it for me. Okay. What's in this bottom right-hand corner? What do you see there?
Objection, Judge. The video speaks for itself.
Sustained.
Okay. Go ahead and push play. Back it up. Back it up. Let's watch that again. In this area. Let's try to pause this one. All right, back it up. Let's watch it again. Let's pause it in that area.
Judge, is there a question?
Ask your question.
But I'm publishing to the jury. There you go. What do you see in the bottom right-hand corner?
Objection, the video speaks for itself.
Sustained.
Go ahead and take a seat. Mr. Coleman? Will you agree with me that you could, if you had the opportunity, to actually slow down the video?
Objection, leading.
Ask an admitted question, please.
As someone that does this line of work, what are some of the things that you can do to enhance an image?
Zoom, slow motion, still frames. Those are the three popular ones.
And this video, would you be, if you were requested to do so, would you be able to take a still image of this exact screen?
Yes.
Would you be able to slow motion this exact video?
Yeah.
Or would you be able to, do you have the capability of zooming in any further than you already have?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
The quality of this video, how would you describe it on the right-hand side?
It's a little pixelated because you're actually blowing up the image, but it's still to the point where you can still see what's going on.
Is there any way to make it more high definition without actually damaging the tape?
No, because then it'll get more pixelated the more you blow it up. There's only a limit that you can do it to.
So would it be safe to say that if we asked you to increase the clarity of it, it may affect the quality of the video?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Exactly.
When you review surveillance video like the one you have here, is it possible to provide a frame-by-frame picture, screenshot of everything that happens?
Exactly, yeah.
If somebody were to ask you to preserve this exact image and print it out as a screenshot, would you be able to do that?
Yes.
Who gave you this tape, this data?
The raw image?
Yes.
The prosecutor.
So the prosecutor is the one that provided this raw data to you, correct?
That's correct.
Give me one second. Have you altered this image in any way?
No, the one on the left is the original image, and the one on the right is a zoomed area of the original image.
So when you took the image from the left-hand side, okay, and you did the work on the right-hand side, was any data lost or damaged?
No.
And what's on the right-hand side correlates with what's on the left-hand side.
Exactly. That's why they run the same exact time, and that's why the timestamp's still in there.
On the one on the left-hand side, I see channel 1, but I don't see that on the right-hand side. Why is that?
It was cropped out, but you still see the image from the left hand side area by the sink is the same exact as on the left side of it. So you'll see the, if I can show you. So this area, it would be exactly as this area here. So it's just blown up, and they're identical, just blown up. See it?
Now, why don't you just push, if you were to push play, would this black image still be there?
No.
Go ahead and push play. Thank you. No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Yeah, it came from the prosecution.
Indirectly.
Yeah.
Through defense counsel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't send it to you directly.
Definitely not.
The defense attorney sent it to you.
That's correct.
Right. You're assuming I sent it to them, right?
Exactly.
Okay. This video is side by side of the entire footage of Jennifer Alfonso's whatever that we've seen before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Since we skipped over some parts, can you tell me from the beginning how long this video is?
From the beginning of this video here?
Yeah, this video. How long?
I believe this one is 3 or 5 minutes. I think it's 3 minutes and some seconds. 3 minutes, 25 seconds.
Okay, and is this video a frame, not frame by frame, I'm sorry, a sequence of events video?
This one here is, yes, it's
Meaning it's multiple files combined into one?
Kitchen. So it's the kitchen area of sequence of events. So yeah, it's part of the whole.
Okay. So the original footage was multiple files, and this is basically some files put together to play continuously, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the original files are broken up,
That's
right?
correct, yes.
Okay. So playing this footage from the beginning, if you could, please. Thank you. And just let it play in its at full speed. And we'll just watch it to the end if we could. You can have a seat if you'd like. Thank you. Honor. No further questions.
Any redirect?
Yes. Really quick, Mr. Coleman. The prosecution made reference to you adding, you taking some multiple images to create this, correct? Something to that effect?
But every movie is multiple images, just like a bunch of stills playing together. You ever remember as a kid you draw a little cartoon on a notepad and just flip them all up, and that's a movie. So all you're doing is just taking one of those pieces of paper and you're pulling it out.
When you did this action, putting these pieces together, that little black image that we saw in the bottom right-hand corner, was that an abnormality? Was that a defect that results to the I was just waiting for the jury. Yeah, I know.
Can we be seated? Of course. Before we recess for the evening, I still need to colloquy Mr. Medina about striking the defense witness who has been sitting in court all day, as well as the fact that there was a period of time when Mr. Medina was out of the courtroom earlier in the day. Have you had enough time to speak to your client about that before I place him under oath?
Yes, that's fine.
Mr. Medina, if you raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your name
Derek Medina, Your Honor.
and your birth date.
March 23rd, 1982, Your Honor.
Are you presently under the influence of any illegal drugs or alcohol?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever been treated for mental illness?
No, Your Honor.
Can I have the witness's name again, please?
Father
Corbishley. Sir, you're aware that there was a defense-listed witness by the name of Father Corbishley. Are you aware of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you aware that your attorney has stricken him from the defense witness list?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
are you in agreement with that strategy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, are you also aware that there has been a period of time where Mr. Padilla, one of your attorneys, has been absent from the courtroom earlier in today's proceedings?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you in agreement with the fact that he was absent from court proceedings?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anybody forcing or coercing you to make these announcements to the court today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you making these announcements freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be seated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we will see everybody at 9:30 in the morning. Defense, have all of your witnesses lined up. It's going to be a long day.
Correct, Judge. And just to confirm that at 9 o'clock in the morning, the prosecution would have had enough time with Detective Romano to review the amended discovery that we gave them, which slows down to which substantially slows down what we just provided to the jury with what was previously in evidence. Correct, Judge?
By 9:30, they should be ready to address all issues related to the new revised. Anything else from the state before we recess? From the defense?
No, Judge.
Have a nice weekend, Your Honor.
You as well. Everybody have a nice weekend. We are in recess.
Oh, Judge,
Yes.
just one thing. Sorry. On, what's today, Friday? Yesterday, we received an email about, with the link to the Dropbox for the raw data that we were supposed to be getting from NMS Labs.
Yeah.
And we emailed Mr. Padilla that we could not open it. You need to have a login or something like that. Well, I need to put it on the record
I know,
because
just laugh at
I
it.
don't know what's going to come up next week. And so, Judge, and we have not gotten a response back. So just putting it on the record that as of Friday at 4 o'clock, we have not been able to open any of the raw data that we were supposed to have Thursday night.
Okay, so defense,
Judge, we provided them with what we have, but at this point, the court has ruled that it's not even an issue. I don't know how we're going to be able to. I've made proffers to this client that based on the court's ruling, I don't foresee a manner for us to be able to get that evidence in.
It's fine, Judge, I'm just letting everybody know.
Judge, and what we'll do is just in an abundance of caution, we'll contact NMS Labs and try to resend them the raw data if they want.
okay,
Okay?
that sounds good.